Hello everyone, my name is Erados12, and before we get started I want to make a quick announcement. Today I was supposed to stream a special dev stream regarding a feature that's coming up that will allow you to customize your loadout even further, specifically on the 2 slots that were supposed to be used for the weapon. Fortunately, this stream has been hard as heck to set up. That is bad. I never intended to do anything to spam Twitch, to just annoy people, to get people into this. All I wanted to do was just stream what I was going to do, show everyone how it's done, just like last year, but better. And yeah, just that. Now I'm afraid that this attempt at trying to get it done was just the complete downfall. I mean, we don't want this, but sometimes things happen. But all I can say is I am truly sorry. Sorry for the incident that happened today. And I ask for your forgiveness. Anyways, let's get into it, shall we? Now I may have to adjust my bitrate for the audio, but that's okay. I'll just see if I can do that right now. Alright, I think my audio rate is better, but we'll have to see. I think there's too much on the screen. Let me get rid of a few things. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so let's get started. First, what are we going to do today? Well, you're about to find out. What we're going to do is we're going to be making a special system excuse the audio. There's a lot of issues with that. I don't know why or how, but there shouldn't be a problem with audio. I don't know why it does that. I'll just set the keyframe interval and see what happens. Apply. There we go. Should be better. Anyways, first, let's get into it. What we have to do here is specifically, we have to make a system for the loadout in which will allow the user to customize what mag they'll use, and another thing, there's an and, what mag, actually how many mags they'll use, but also just what mag they'll use. It depends on many factors: cartridge, if it's actually in the list. You get the idea. So with that being said, we're going to get started. First, I'm going to go to the Explorer, and I'm going to go into replicated storage and find the inventory service package. That's the package I use to not only sync the thing, but also to make sure that everything is encapsulated right. Especially things like attachments, camos, and for this case, mags. So I'll call this magazine. And basically, what do we have here? We have an empty script. So it's a module script specifically. So with that being said, let's get started. So first of all, I am going to... Oh wait, I'm just checking a few things. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. No need to check anything. We'll be fine. Okay, something's going wrong. Alright, we're fine. That's fine. So, with that being said, we're going to get started right now. So, first, I'm going to take this and I'm going to just clear it completely. Then I'll do local magazine equals this. Now you're wondering why I set it up as just a table right now, because I'm determining what to do with the meta table. Now before we get started, there's something I want to say about this. Meta tables are used mainly for making objects, or even classes for that matter, like object-oriented programming stuff is what it's used for. In this case, there are two kinds that we could use for this. One of them, we could just set up the methods right in the meta table and not have to worry about anything. The other is going to be quite hard, or harder, to deal with. So, with that being said, this is what I think we should do. Yeah, I'm having issues with my frame rate because something's taking up space. Sorry about that. I'll be with you guys in a bit. If I could figure out how to close things out. I'm gonna hide that. The Skype. I don't know why Skype came on for some reason. I just want to quit that. Because I don't need Skype right now. Honestly. Yeah, it's a problem, but I'll fix it. I'm just having issues. Yeah. Anyways, let me just see if there's any other programs. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. All right. So, yeah. So the magazine is basically what we're working on. So I'm thinking this for the meta table. Instead of just going all out and doing a meta table with private methods or methods that are defined in the constructor, I'm thinking we should define the methods outside the constructor. So here's what we'll do with that. If I can get this to work without it lagging behind. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do magazine.index equals magazine. So that being said, we set a meter method there. What that means? The meter method is basically something you would use. Wow, it's a lot of drop frames. The meter method is something you would use to, you know, work with the system, I guess. So, yeah, the meter method is basically, it's a function. And the function, what it does, it's self-explanatory to a certain degree. This function is used to make this work. This whole meter method or concept of object-oriented programming work. Just keep that in mind. Alright? Anyways, let's get back to work. So, we'll do function magazine.new. I like to use variadic arguments with mine because then if you don't have to worry about your code getting messier than what it really should be. So that's why I do that. And in all, I think I may want to adjust my frame rate. Maybe put it down at 1200. There we go. So now I'll do local mag equals this mag dot, let's just say name. Oh wait, I forgot one thing. Before you even do anything, make sure you do this before you do anything with the var args or the ellipsis based variadic arguments syntax. So now I'll do args1, that's the name of the mag. It's usually stored in a special way in terms of attachments and camels. Camels is stored by title. Attachments is stored by name. Same thing with this, is stored by name too. Okay? And then we'll do mag.cartridge name. That comes next. That is quite important when you want to consider what you're using. Now, the only time you're going to be able to actually do that is if it's chambered. Or if you can chamber it at least. That's the issue. We won't be able to chamber anything until much later. I might do a dev stream on that, who knows. We'll do mag, next is mag dot, right. Stored. No, wait, not stored. Ammo. Size, actually, size is better. Size will be the third argument, and something's going wrong with my key. Why is it so heavy? Oh, I know why that's happening. I'm gonna have to turn on the light and actually use something to get it out. There we go. That's better. So then we're going to do args3. Basically the size is just the clip size. You get the principle or idea. You know. And Yeah, there's something going on with my stream for some reason. I think I'm gonna have to shut off Skype. It's causing issues. Shouldn't be too many, but you get what's going on, right? There we go. I think it should be stable now. My frames shouldn't be dropping, but if they are, let me know in the chat if there's anything wrong. So let's get back to it. Mag dot what? We covered size. Now we're going to have to cover, actually we don't have to cover that. Oh wait, we do have to cover something else. Title. In fact, I think I'm going to switch this up, because I know for sure that this is a very important field in the object, because without this you wouldn't be able to know exactly which one you're using very well. I mean, you would know, but it wouldn't be readable. It's good to have things human readable, especially in UI, because it helps like make sure that you're not doing it wrong, and that people can be able to understand, okay, so this is the mag that goes on the regular AK, and the other one usually goes on the RPK because it's a drum mag. Yeah, you get the idea. So let's see, we've got the size. The next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to figure out what other fields are there. I think we've covered most of them, but let me think for a minute. Okay, I think we covered everything, yeah. So this is what we do next. We do return set meta table magazine. Simple. So now we've covered that. So the next thing we're going to cover is the following. We are going to cover specifically the oh yeah, we're fine. So next thing we're going to do is specifically we're going to actually work on adding in the methods. So what I mean by that, function magazine, and this is what you do next. Now you can also have a magazine instance, which we're going to work on later. But right now, let's just focus on the magazine itself. What we need to do is we need to see if we can actually get a model. So it's going to be called get mag. And basically this is what happens. Local mag. So before we do that, let's actually see if I can grab something. I know it's a lot in lighting because there's a lot of features that haven't been implemented. This is actually the official test place of most of the modes in Crossroads Warfare. Just so you know. I'm using the test place to deploy this, so that there's no bugs, no errors. Yeah. So mags actually goes in here. Mags. So now you've got a bunch of these, but we haven't finished up the rest yet. That's because we're still working on the list. Right now, you're only going to see what's currently available. So just keep that in mind. Also, I forgot to mention, tomorrow I will be compensating. I will be compensating for the lost trouble and the lost cause that this was. Now that we have a better configuration for the stream. So you shouldn't feel anything or see anything that's troublesome. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, I'm just looking through stuff. It doesn't really matter. So, let's get to the chase, shall we? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do local mag equals, and in fact I have to do this first. Local mags equals script parent.magazine, or just mags, and then we'll do mags find first child, and then we do self dot name. That's right, folks. Self dot name. Just checking to see if there's anything wrong with the names, because they do have to be a certain way. And then we'll do if mag, then mag equals mag clone. Now we've done that, right? So let's just get to the next part. Here's what we have to do next. We have to return the magazine. So what that means is we've gotten everything right here. Only one issue though. I think we're forgetting something. I honestly think we're forgetting something. Does it matter? Probably not. So let's just get into it. If we're going to make the magazine better, we have to weld it together. So here's how it works. We'll do for that or underscore, and then part in pairs magazine, or just mag get children do. If part is a base part, and now another thing we're going to add is an option to actually make it, you know, probably not anchored. So unanchor, keep that. You're going to need that in order to make sure this works. And part dot name does not equal point. That's right. The part that actually attaches the mag to the point where it attaches to is called point in the magazine. So then here's what we do. We'll do local part w equals instance dot new. Now some people like to do weld constraints Some people like to do other things. But I like to do something different. Excuse me. I'm having issues. It's all good. After all, it's just the system, but you know how that goes. But back to what I was saying. Some people like to do weld constraints. Some people like to do it the other way with welds or motor 6Ds. But others, they like to do it differently. Alright? So this is what I'm thinking we should do. I'm thinking we should go with motor 6D for right now. Alright? And then we'll do part w.name equals mag weld. Part w dot part actually C0, sorry, equals mag dot point dot cframe to object space part dot cframe. Part w dot c1 equals cframe. I'll just do cf actually. I got a plan for this. So we're going to do local cf equals cframe dot new, and then we'll do that. Part w dot part 0 equals mag dot point, or actually, yeah, mag dot point, and then part w that's part 1 is just the part. So you get the idea. Now, for the next part, we'll have to do, well, first we got to put this in the parent. Parent equals mag dot point, and then let's just say the part will be unanchored. So now that we did that, and by the way, the mag that you will see on the client does not apply to the server. The reason why is because if it did apply to the server, it wouldn't make sense. Okay? Because it's put in. But what we're going to do with that is we're going to actually do it ourselves. But that's only if a mag isn't inside. The ammo has to be 0. We're going to do a bunch of validation and stuff. We're also going to spruce up the system over this week. Anyways, let's just get to it. So, if unanchor, or actually just no. Here's what we do. Mag dot point dot anchored. Hold on. Anchored equals not unanchored. Supposed to say unanchored, but I actually misspelled it. Let me just put it this way and that way, and basically you get your mag. So it's unanchored if you want it to be unanchored, and that's it for the part where you get the mag. You clone it. Now, one thing I will say is that we do need a little bit more to attach to a gun. So here's what we'll do. We'll actually set up a method that we'll do later, maybe tomorrow if possible, for this. So we'll do magazine load mag in, and you have the gun and your magazine. So I think we should actually do that. or just have it mag data. So it's going to be mag data instead, because here's the deal. If you do the actual physical mag, it won't work on the server. You gotta remember that. The server deals with actually putting the mag together, making sure it's in place, things like that. Okay? Things like that. It's gotta be in place. So, I wonder what's next. Well, you'll find out. Yeah, you'll find out. Okay, so let's get to the next part. We load the mag in. Okay, that's going to be one method we'll deal with. Another thing we want to deal with is the magazine. Specifically, what we want to deal with is to validate the cartridge. Validate cartridge. So let's see, mag data cartridge equals mag data dot cartridge dot value. If cartridge equals self dot cartridge, then here's what you do. Return true. Otherwise, return false. Actually, no. You need a gun for that. Sorry. So, local s equals require. I need to require something from that. Gun.settings. Local cartridge 1, actually cartridge 0, s dot bullet settings dot cartridge, and then cartridge 1 is the mag data cartridge. If this, actually, I think we don't need cartridge 1, just need cartridge 0. So keep it like that. That's simple. You would think it's simple. It's actually more complex than that. Deals with a lot more than you realize. So with that being said, I'm going to keep going. And yeah. So the next part I'm going to get into is the magazine. What else? Maybe a variant, but then that might not work, because if you use a variant, it'll have to be randomized. Yes, there's more we can do with this. I just remembered, or just realized something. We'll do magazine get valid supply points. Now this is just the magazine. Okay, and then you have to supply the map. And yeah, pretty much that. So basically we've covered the basics with the magazine, most of them. I think, how long have I been on for? 42 minutes. Interesting. So I've been on for 42 minutes, and I think we could work something out with this mag system. So I think I'm gonna end it in like maybe 3 to 10 minutes because it's been awfully long of a stream. It's been awfully long, and I'm not joking about that. I'm serious. Whatever I did, I apologize. It's not supposed to happen that way. You get the idea. So, what's next is we're going to have to like make it so where the magazine can or do we? Wait a minute, I got an idea. This is what we're going to do next time. We're going to end it here because it's just not worth the time to go on about this when all of that happened. So the next thing we're going to do is the following. This is for tomorrow. We're going to 1, continue working on the mag system. 2, start on the UI design for the mag system. And 3, we're going to actually start on the UX for the mag system. So, with that being said, yeah, I get the idea of what we're doing, but right now I think there's a better idea in mind. So yeah. So anyways, guys, I certainly apologize for this. Tomorrow I'll be more prepared because the thing's fixed now. And yeah. So in fact, tomorrow I'll even have a list. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, my name is Erados12, and I will see you tomorrow.